Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the best armor selections in Baldur's Gate 3. So there's a lot of different armor all throughout the 3 acts of the game. I'm going to go over some of the best pieces here. And I guess we'll start off with helmets, as there's quite a few different ones depending on your build that are very good. Now, Birthright gives us a +2 to Charisma up to 22, which is great for any type of Charisma user, sorcerers, bards, paladins. I use this on all 3 classes. It also looks pretty dang nifty too, and it can be dyed, and it looks really good in the dyes as well. So this is a very great class, or a very great item for anyone that uses Charisma. Now for some other helmets, the Circlet of Hunting will give us a 1d4 bonus to attack rolls. So this can be pretty decent for being able to hit your shots if you have Hunter's Mark as a ranger. The Dark Justiciar helmet gives us a +1 to saving throws, and the number you need to roll a critical hit is reduced by 1. So this is really great for crit fishing builds, and it gives us a +1 to Constitution saving throws, which is overall great. The Helmet Baldurin is one of the best helmets in the game. It gives us a +2 health points every single turn, and then it gives a +1 to armor class and saving throws. So this just will just increase the overall armor class that we have here, which is fantastic, and you cannot be stunned or hit with criticals. This is by far the best helmet in Baldur's Gate 3, but it is late where you get it. Now, the Hat of the Sharpcaster is also really good. When you roll a 1 or 2 on a damage die for a spell attack, that roll is re-rolled once, so you're just going to be hitting your attack or damaging much more frequently with this attack or this helmet here, so this is a really good item. The Mask of Soul Perception is another really underrated. This is light armor, or it's just clothing actually, so anyone can equip this. It gives a +2 to attack rolls, so you're more likely to hit your attacks, and +2 to initiative, which is absolutely huge. This is an underrated helmet, and it also gives you higher perception checks, which is great overall for just exploring. The Pyro Quickness hat gets a bonus here. Not the best item, but when you deal fire damage with a level spell, you can burn yourself and get an extra bonus action. So burning means you take 1d4 fire damage, which can be negated if you're someone like Karlach. So that can actually be pretty decent for some classes. The Scrabby Pugilist Circlet's nice, +2 to damage when surrounded by 2 or more foes. This goes good with the Underdog Gauntlets, which allows you to get advantage on attacks. And yeah, last one here, gain the pointy hat, which is kind of a meme here. But Steel Watcher helmet gives you the ability to see in the dark up to 12 meters. It cannot be blinded, and an advantage on Constitution saving throw checks. So you'll hold your concentration longer. The Steel Watch helmet's actually really good. It looks a little bit goofy to wear, but yeah, very effective. Now for cloaks, the Death Stalker Mantle gives you invisibility for 2 turns when you eliminate a target. You get this if you're the Dark Urge, as you can see there. Only available in that origin. The best cloak in the game, I think, is a Cloak of Protection. +1 to armor class is absolutely amazing at any time in the game. Just more armor class, the better. Shade Slayer Cloak reduces the number that you need to hit a critical hit by 1 for those crit fishing builds. And Cloak of Displacement is good. Grants disadvantage on attack rolls against a target at the start of every turn. So underrated for sure. Now for armors, there's many different ones here that are great. Early on, the Adamantine Scale Mail and the Adamantine Splint Armors are really great for high armor class. The best medium armor in the game, I would say, is the Armor of Agility. You can see there I got a 28 armor class with this because it's a 17 armor class, plus you add your full dexterity modifier to the armor class, and it does impose disadvantage on stealth checks, +2 to saving throws. This is by far the best medium armor in the game, and if you have like a barbarian, this is a throw barbarian, it works fantastic on it because it gives you that high amount of armor class. And then if you pair it with something like the ring there, you can get upwards of 29 armor class, which is, you could even push this higher. This isn't fully min-maxed. But some other really great armors, if you're a druid, there's 3 specific druids. So this is the land druid, +1 spell save DC, and you get healing whenever you're on plant growth surfaces, which is awesome. And then you also have an advantage on Constitution saving throws, and you get plant growth. Moon Basking if you're the Moon Druid, and then the Spore Keeper for Sport Druids, which gives this is actually really broken. It gives you haste spores, which can give your entire team haste. Very broken. The best heavy armor in the game is Armor Persistence, which gives you 20 armor class, reduces all incoming damage by 2, and you get resistance and Blade Ward. So this will prevent you from taking damage big time. Very, very effective. So that is probably the best heavy armor by far. And also Helldusk armor has a 21 armor class. This can be equipped by a wizard because you gain proficiency while wearing it. And also, when you succeed saving throws, the caster receives burning and your resistance to fire damage, and you can fly. So that's the best armor in the game. Armor persistence is another really great heavy armor, and then also the armor of agility is fantastic too. Bonus points to Reaper's Embrace. This is great early and at the end of Act 2. You get this, so early Act 3. This is best armor for sure, and reduces all incoming damage by 2. Robe of the Weave gives a +2 to armor class and +1 to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. And it gives us Weave Eater. Whenever the wearer succeeds a saving throw against a spell, they get 1 to 6 healing. So that's really good, especially for Gale. Also, going to give a shout out to the Vest of Soul Rejuvenation, so the wearer can do an unarmed strike, +2 to armor class. This is fantastic if you have a monk. It's probably their best in class armor. And whenever you succeed a saving throw against a spell, you get 1 to 4 health. And a monk is going to succeed saving throws against spells very frequently, so very useful. The Wave Mother's Robe is also really good too, just for the fact that it gives you resistance to fire and cold damage, +1 armor class, and you can create water and heal in water. So there's some sorcery builds this works fantastic alongside. This armor looks fantastic on Karlach, so that is that for our armor. For gloves, there's some that are... Gloves are very specific to certain builds, like the Gloves of Soul Catching are great for any type of monk, gives you +1d10 force damage, and you can heal for 10 points or get advantage on attack rolls on attack, so that's really broken. The General Glove, Helldusk Gloves, gives a 1d6 weapon attack, so any martial class, and you can deal an additional 1d6 necrotic and possibly inflict bleeding. This is super powerful for any martial class. Alongside the Gloves of the Frost Giant, so this sets our strength to 23, which is absolutely amazing. If you don't want to use strength potions, you can just have this for current, like you can dump your strength and have that strength. For healers, this is very broken. The Reviving Hands gives a Blade Ward, and you can revive a creature, it gives Death Ward, and you get Revivify, and you can pair that with all the other items that give, all the other items that will give you all the bonuses, so healing can be really effective. Now for boots, there's only a few good boots, I would say, that in the game that are necessary for success. And the Disintegrating Nightwalkers being early Act 1, you can get Misty Step. I think this is very effective. The Evasive Shoes +1 armor class is my favorite. Just increased armor class is always good. But there's also the Boots of Space Hunt, which gives you Dimension Door. And yeah, I think I actually have some of my boots in the storage there, which is kind of funny. But I'll go over some bonus amulets and rings here. So for jewelry, Amulet of Ball on hit. If a target hasn't been hit, you inflict bleeding. That's probably the best. Amulet of Greater Health sets Constitution to 23. This is fantastic and gives advantage on Constitution saving throws. So when you take Warcaster, the benefit is advantage on Constitution saving throws. So you get that from this. This is actually one of the best items in the game by far, because it'll set your health extremely high, like up to 151 from 115. Broken. The Corvid token is also nice. You get Polymorph Dire Raven, which is kind of a nice effect to have. The Sentient Amulet gives key restoration to monks, which is also very, very nice. Spellcrux Amulet gives you spell slot restoration, which is super effective on any caster, so this should be equipped at all times. Tressum Collar you can get by knocking out the cat in Act 3. You get telekinesis from that, which is kind of good. And then Surgeon Subjugation in Act 2 is very effective. Critical hits, you can paralyze a target, which means they can't do any actions, and you get advantage on attacks. Ring of Protection is probably the best ring in the game, +1 armor class and saving throws, similar to the Cloak of Protection, is just fantastic. Crypt Ring gives us a level 6 spell with Create Undead, which is extremely powerful. The Till Death Do Us Part, when a wearer is down, they regain with half their health points, but are gripped by Shadow Possession. Right now, that doesn't give you Shadow Possession, so it's actually really good to use. Killer Sweetheart, when you kill a creature, your next attack roll will be a critical hit. Very effective. And Ring of Regeneration, you get 1 to 4 health points at the start of your turn, so that's also fantastic, because if you're using this alongside the gloves, that'll set up healing and Blade Ward. You're just going to get Blade Ward at the start of your turn every single turn, so that can give you half damage from physical sources just from 2 items. Very broken. Ring of Throwing is also very effective for a green. There's 2 green rings that are really, really good. This gives a 1d4 addition to throw damage, so for some builds, very powerful. And then the caustic band, this is actually, it turns to ultra rare in honor mode, additional 2 acid damage on every attack. So if you hit multiple people, they'll get hit by 2. So it's really nice. Till death do us part, or the True Love's Caress and the True Love's Embrace is pretty good, so you can get Warding Bond and cast it on each other. It's pretty nice just to have. But yeah, that is that for the best armor in Baldur's Gate 3. Best armors are obviously the very rare and the legendary items, but I'll be doing a best weapons guide later as I find the best items for each class. So yeah, that was that. If you found this video useful, please hit the subscribe button below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.